Ravenswood Manor looms against the overcast sky, its aged stone veiled by creeping vines. The long, winding driveway stretches out before the Miller family's SUV as it approaches. The SUV advances, carrying the Millers toward their new, yet time-worn home. The vehicle moves inexorably closer, hinting at secrets hidden within the manor's walls. The SUV halts, its arrival punctuating the manor's silent vigil. The family exits the SUV, ready to face the unknown that awaits within Ravenswood Manor. Sunlight pours through the stained glass windows of Ravenswood Manor, illuminating the foyer. David, Sarah, and Chloe step into the foyer, their footsteps echoing in the vast space. The air hangs heavy with a sense of opulence, yet an unsettling feeling permeates the renovated manor. Dust motes dance in the sunbeams, casting an ethereal glow on the grand foyer. The foyer is a blend of grandeur and mystery, hinting at secrets hidden within Ravenswood Manor. David, Sarah, and Chloe exchange wary glances, sensing the weight of the manor's history. Sunlight pierces through a dusty window, illuminating the emptiness of the bare room. Echoes of hope resonate as Sarah's voice fills the stark space. "This is it." A promise hangs in the air, a fragile vow whispered into the silence. Our fresh start. The room waits, a blank canvas for a new beginning, bathed in the sun's hopeful rays. The bare room stands in silent anticipation. In the echoing stillness of Ravenswood Manor, Chloe steps into her new bedroom, once a nursery. She begins to unpack, the silence broken only by the rustling of clothes and the creaks of the old house. A whisper threads through the air, chilling her to the bone. Chloe's eyes dart around the room, searching for the source of the eerie sound. Near the window, a palpable coldness wraps around her, intensifying her unease. In the absolute darkness, an eerie silence blankets the unknown location. From the void, Chloe's voice echoes, piercing the stillness with haunting vulnerability. Her voice trembles as she calls out, "Hello? Is anyone there?" Silence answers her plea, the darkness deepening around her. The Miller family gathers in the dimly lit dining room, shadows dancing around them as they partake in their evening meal. A sudden, unnerving creak shatters the calm, echoing from the dark hallway just beyond the dining room. David attempts to dismiss the sound with a reassuring tone. "Probably just the house settling, honey. Don't worry about it." Sarah responds with concern, her voice laced with unease. "I don't know, David. That sounded close." The scene begins with an abrupt focus on David, his calm demeanor a stark contrast to the unknown. David's face shows slight strain, yet he exudes reassurance. David's voice cuts through the silence. "Relax. It's just old pipes." His words hang in the air, a fragile attempt to soothe unseen fears. In the dimly lit dark room of Ravenswood Manor, Sarah immerses herself in the meticulous process of developing photographs. She lifts a photo into the dim light, revealing an empty living room scene marred by an unnatural blur. An eerie distortion taints the image, a smudge of the unexplainable amidst the stillness, sending shivers down Sarah's spine. Sarah frowns, her brow furrowed as she struggles to rationalize the unsettling anomaly. With a dismissing shrug, she attributes the haunting blur to a mere camera malfunction, attempting to quell the unease that grips her. In the dead of night, Chloe lies awake, her eyes wide with dread. Eerie moonlight casts long shadows, turning the familiar room into a landscape of fear. Restless, she tosses and turns, seeking escape from the unseen tormentors. The whispers intensify, wrapping around her like an invisible, tightening coil. The whispers intensify, coalescing into a child's voice. The child's voice echoes, filling the room with an unsettling presence. Total silence descends. A moment hangs heavy in the air. The heavy rhythm of labored breathing breaks the stillness. Total darkness. Stillness. A desperate voice cuts through the void. "Help me." The plea hangs unanswered, swallowed by the oppressive dark. Only the echo of his cry remains. In the shadowy hallway of Ravenswood Manor, Sarah advances, each footstep resonating in the suffocating silence. The air grows heavy as the hallway extends into the darkness, punctuated only by the soft echo of Sarah's advance. A flicker in the mirror, a figure, fleeting and indistinct, dances at the edge of perception. Sarah continues, unaware, as the hallway's shadows deepen, concealing secrets and unspoken fears. The mirror reflects only Sarah's back, but the question lingers. What lurks just beyond her awareness? Each step deeper into the manor pulls Sarah further from safety and closer to the unseen presence. In the aged kitchen of Ravenswood Manor, David meticulously prepares coffee, his movements precise. An eerie silence is broken as a cabinet door creaks open, its shadow stretching across the room. David pauses, his shoulders slumping slightly as he exhales a weary sigh. He shakes his head slowly, a gesture of resignation in the face of unseen forces. The coffee maker gurgles softly, a mundane sound in the increasingly unsettling kitchen. In the heart of Ravenswood Manor, a family sits together, their attention captivated by the radiant glow of the television screen. Without warning, the television screen erupts in a violent flicker, its image twisting into a grotesque parody before vanishing completely. The room is plunged into an oppressive darkness, the sudden void swallowing the family whole. A palpable sense of unease descends, the silence amplifying the growing dread within the room. Shadows dance ominously in the periphery, obscuring familiar shapes and fueling mounting paranoia. The impenetrable darkness seems to press in, suffocating the senses and heightening the family's mounting fear. In the stark setting of an unknown place, a palpable tension fills the air as Chloe begins to speak. Chloe's expression is a mix of concern and curiosity as she wonders aloud. Chloe's voice echoes in the silence, her question hanging in the air. "Did someone pay the electric bill?" Chloe asks, her voice tinged with worry. The question lingers, unanswered, increasing the sense of foreboding in the unknown location. Chloe's anticipation is visible as she awaits a response, the electric bill a looming uncertainty. In the dead of night, Chloe sleepwalks, her unconscious steps leading her through the shadowy expanse of her bedroom. Drawn to an unseen force, she approaches the easel, her hand guided by a dark impulse. With frantic energy, Chloe begins to draw, the sketch pad becoming a canvas for her subconscious terrors. A chilling image emerges, a family's murder, rendered in the raw, unsettling strokes of a child's nightmare. In the dimly lit dark room of Ravenswood Manor, Sarah stands, the silence amplifying her growing dread. Sarah's focus sharpens as she examines Chloe's drawing. The weight of her discovery settles heavily upon her, a palpable sense of dread filling the room. The drawing seems to pulse with an unspoken warning, chilling Sarah to her core. Under the sun's watchful gaze, Sarah settles outside the library, a trove of books, her silent companions. Lost in time, she leans in, her brow furrowed, as she delves into a historical document. Sunlight dances on the pages, illuminating tales of Ravenswood Manor and secrets long forgotten. The document unfolds, revealing the secrets of Ravenswood Manor. Her mind races as she reads, piecing together the history of Ravenswood Manor. Sunlight floods the library, where Sarah is surrounded by towering stacks of newspapers. She immerses herself in brittle, yellowed articles detailing the Blackwood family murders. The headlines scream of unimaginable horrors, each word a chilling echo of the past. A sudden shiver runs down Sarah's spine, a cold touch despite the warmth of the room. The gruesome details etch themselves into her memory, an indelible mark of terror. The weight of the Blackwood family's dark legacy settles heavily upon her. Under the cold glare of fluorescent lights, a detective sits alone, a fortress of files his only company. The weight of unsolved mysteries presses down as he stares into the abyss of paperwork. A voice echoes through the stark room. The Blackwood family, prominent industrialists, were found brutally murdered in their home. The case remains unsolved. The chilling words hang in the air, each syllable a reminder of justice delayed and lives lost. The unsolved case of the Blackwood family looms large, a haunting reminder of the darkness he confronts each day. In Sarah's antique-filled bedroom, A collection of articles is spread across the desk. Sarah gestures emphatically, passionately presenting her case. David, arms crossed, leans back on the four-poster bed, his expression dubious. He remains skeptical. The room is filled with unspoken tension as Sarah's urgency meets David's skepticism. In the heart of the old house, dust dances in a beam of moonlight, illuminating the decay. Sarah stands rigid, her eyes wide with terror as the heavy scent of mildew fills the air. David attempts a reassuring smile, but his own unease betrays him. Her voice trembling, Sarah whispers, "David, this is more than just old pipes. This house is haunted." The silence hangs heavy as David stares into the darkness, his smile fading. The house looms around them, a silent testament to unseen horrors. In the grand Ravenswood Manor, Chloe sits alone on the edge of her canopy bed, bathed in the gentle light of a bedside lamp. Unseen, she speaks to a spectral presence that shimmers into view near the window. Thomas, a ghostly boy with eyes filled with sorrow, materializes, his form translucent and ethereal. With urgency, Thomas warns, "A bad man is coming, Chloe. You must be careful." Across a desolate field, Thomas and Chloe sprint, their breaths misting in the frigid air. Fear contorts their features as they risk a desperate glance behind them. The ominous sound of heavy footsteps intensifies, closing in with relentless pursuit. Thomas shouts, "Run, Chloe! He's coming!" Chloe's eyes widen as she accelerates her pace. In the shadowy depths of Ravenswood Manor, Sarah treads a long hallway, its darkness pierced only by faint, flickering lights. Portraits of forgotten souls line the walls, their eyes seeming to watch Sarah's every move as she passes. Alistair Blackwood's portrait looms, a man with piercing eyes that seem to follow Sarah, intensifying the unease. The piercing gaze of Alistair Blackwood seems to bore into Sarah, making her feel increasingly vulnerable. Each step echoes in the silent hall, amplifying the sensation that she is not alone, but watched. The eyes in the portrait seem to intensify their stare, heightening Sarah's anxiety as she continues her lonely walk. Chaos erupts within the Ravenswood Manor living room as objects are flung from shelves. A sudden, bone-chilling cold descends, gripping the room in icy stillness. Books hurtle across the room, pages fluttering wildly in the supernatural gust. A vase shatters against the wall, its fragments scattering like frozen tears. The temperature plummets further, and frost begins to creep across the window panes. Tension hangs heavy in the air as the camera hones in on David, his face a canvas of raw frustration. David's eyes narrow, a storm of emotion brewing beneath the surface. David's voice breaks the silence, his words laced with mounting concern. "Okay, this is getting out of hand." He pauses, the weight of the situation pressing down on him. David clenches his fists, the implications of the unfolding chaos weighing heavily on his shoulders. In the dimly lit bedroom of Ravenswood Manor, shadows play across the walls as Thomas confronts Chloe. He begins flashing the photographs rapidly before Chloe's eyes, each a haunting fragment from the night of the murder. A shadowy figure flickers, a glint of metal catches the light, and a splash of red stains the edges of her memory. Chloe's breath hitches with each horrifying flash, her eyes widening in fear and dawning recognition. In a stark, unknown location, Chloe squints, her breath catching in her throat as a wave of fear washes over her. Across the street, a man stands ominously in the distance, his face obscured by shadows, his presence sending shivers down Chloe's spine. A glint of metal catches the sunlight, revealing the cold, hard truth. A knife gleams menacingly in the man's hand. Chloe's heart pounds in her chest, the reality of the situation crashing down upon her as she realizes the danger she faces. Frozen in place, Chloe stares in disbelief as the man's intentions become chillingly clear, the air thick with unspoken threat. The knife glints once more, a silent promise of violence hanging in the air as Chloe's world narrows to this single, terrifying moment. In the dimness of Sarah's dark room, Dust dances in the lone sunbeam, illuminating a world of shadows and secrets. Prints hang like spectral figures, dripping with the alchemy of fixative, each a captured moment suspended in time. Sarah stands absorbed, her gaze fixed on a newly developed photograph, a quest for clarity etched on her face. With each attempt, the veil lifts, revealing the sharp visages of the Blackwood family, their stories emerging from the depths. The photograph, now clearer, holds the faces of the Blackwood family. Sarah pores over the newly developed photograph. Moonlight pierces the library's gloom, revealing dust motes dancing in the silence. Bookshelves loom like silent sentinels, their secrets locked in shadow. In the heart of the library, the family gathers, their faces mirroring a shared dread. Fear etches itself into every line of their faces, a palpable tension filling the air. Yet beneath the fear, a steely determination begins to glimmer in their eyes. United against the shadows, they stand ready to confront the secrets hidden within Ravenswood Manor. The unknown location is filled with gloom. Dust particles dance in the air. The atmosphere is heavy with unspoken dread. Yet Sarah stands unyielding. Her voice cuts through the silence. They're not trying to scare us. She insists on the true intent. They're trying to tell us something. A chilling cold permeates the air as shadows stretch and deepen, heralding a spectral transformation. Alistair Blackwood materializes, his ghostly form solidifying in the dim light, a haunting figure from the past. Eleanor Blackwood's ethereal shape takes form beside him, her presence a sorrowful echo in the grand living room. Thomas Blackwood joins them, his ghostly silhouette completing the haunting tableau of Ravenswood Manor's tragic past. Darkness smothers the room, with only a solitary beam of light cutting through the gloom. The air is heavy, pregnant with unspoken tensions. Alistair's voice echoes from the shadows. "Get out of my house." The single ray of light dances, illuminating the dust. Silence descends again, heavier than before. The darkness seems to deepen, swallowing everything. The heavy oak doors of Ravenswood Manor slam shut, the sound echoing through the hallway. Tall, arched windows follow, amplifying the resounding boom that signals their entrapment. Darkness descends as the hallways plunged into shadow, the echoes of the slamming doors fading into the oppressive silence. A palpable sense of dread begins to suffuse the air, heavy and suffocating. They are trapped, with no obvious means of escape, the walls closing in around them. The silence stretches, broken only by the frantic beating of their own hearts, as the realization of their predicament sinks in. The heavy steel door slams shut, the echoing clang severing any hope of escape. Dust motes dance in the solitary beam of light, illuminating the suffocating stillness. David's voice breaks the silence, laced with rising panic. "We're locked in." The stark reality of their confinement sinks in, heavy and absolute. The kitchen is enveloped in an oppressive darkness, the silence broken only by the occasional creaks of the old manor. Flickering candlelight throws eerie shadows across the room, turning familiar shapes into monstrous figures. The antique cabinets loom like silent sentinels, their surfaces reflecting the wavering light in a macabre dance. Every corner of the kitchen whispers secrets, the darkness amplifying the sense of unease and foreboding. Moonlight spills into the grand living room of Ravenswood Manor, illuminating swirling dust motes and cobwebs clinging to antique furniture. Alistair's spectral form shimmers into existence, his eyes burning with ethereal fire. His gaze, filled with fury, fixes upon the Millers, who stand frozen in fear. Alistair's voice echoes through the room, laced with ancient wrath. "You dare trespass in my domain." The spectral figure continues, his voice booming. "You have disturbed my eternal slumber." Alistair stands, rage twisting his features in a silent scream. His eyes burn with fury in the stark, bare room. Alistair's voice cracks with fury. "You invaded my home. You will pay." His defiant words echo, promising retribution for the violation. In the dimly lit hallway of Ravenswood Manor, Eleanor and Thomas are standing, their figures stark against the shadows. Sorrow begins to cloud Eleanor's features, her eyes reflecting the dim light in the hallway. Thomas's face is etched with panic, his eyes darting around the shadowed hall. The long shadows stretch around them, enhancing the atmosphere of dread and uncertainty. The weight of their circumstances bears down on them, their expressions a mirror of shared despair. A profound darkness envelops all, where only a weak, ghostly light dares to penetrate. Silence reigns, heavy and unsettling, pierced only by the faint echo of a distant drip. A voice calls from the abyss, desperate and haunting. Help us. The faint light flickers, casting dancing shadows that hint at unseen horrors. The dripping intensifies, each drop a hammer blow against the suffocating silence. The darkness seems to deepen, pressing in as if the very air is a suffocating shroud. The library stands in silence, shadows dancing across the ancient shelves. Family members move through the library, each absorbed in the search for hidden secrets. Chloe's gaze sweeps over the ornate stonework, a sense of anticipation building within her. She presses against the wall behind the fireplace, her touch lingering over the cold stone. Her fingers brush against a loose stone, a flicker of hope igniting in her eyes. A hidden compartment is revealed, hinting at untold stories and forgotten truths. In Ravenswood Manor, a beam of light cuts through the darkness, illuminating a hidden compartment. With bated breath, they pry open the aged wood, revealing a trove of secrets long concealed. Alistair's journal lies nestled among cobwebs and forgotten relics. Faded love letters, tied with a ribbon, whisper tales of forbidden romance. The flashlight beam rests on the bundle of letters, revealing the delicate handwriting. Moonlight spills into Alistair's study, illuminating the silence of the night. Alistair, impeccably dressed, sits at his desk, an air of solemn contemplation surrounding him. He writes in his journal, his brow furrowed as if wrestling with hidden thoughts. His expression remains unreadable, a mask of practiced composure. In a voiceover, Alistair's journal reveals a cold dismissal. She was a distraction, a momentary pleasure. Nothing more. The words hang heavy in the air, stark against the elegant backdrop of the study. In the dimly lit library of Ravenswood Manor, shadows dance among the ancient tomes, whispering forgotten secrets. A single desk lamp casts a warm halo on the yellowed pages before Sarah, illuminating words of forbidden love. Sarah reads aloud, her voice echoing softly. My dearest Thomas, each stolen moment with you is a breath of fresh air in this stifling existence. Her voice trembles as she continues. I long for the day we can escape Ravenswood and be together, free from the prying eyes of the master and mistress. Sarah's voice softens with yearning as she reads, Eliza, my love, your words are like a balm to my soul. I dream of a cottage by the sea, where we can watch the sun rise together, forever intertwined. A letter, marked by sorrow, is gently held. Tears have smudged the ink, blurring words of longing and fear. A voice whispers from the letter, I can't live without you. The voice continues, filled with dread. But he suspects. A final plea echoes. We have to be careful. Ravenswood Manor's living room stands in somber darkness, dust swirling in the single beam of moonlight. The room's shadows seem to whisper unspoken accusations, the air thick with the scent of decay and the weight of secrets. Narration. The groundskeeper killed the Blackwoods in a fit of jealous rage, fueled by Alistair's cruelty. The truth, long, hidden, now festers like an open wound. Exposed in the oppressive silence, Alistair's jealousy consumes him, driving him to an act of irreversible violence. The Ravenswood Manor's living room is draped in an eerie silence, dust motes suspended in the moonlight. Cobwebs cling like ghostly shrouds to the ornate furniture, casting skeletal shadows that stretch and contort across the room. An almost palpable chill permeates the air, a haunting reminder of the manor's shadowed past. Near the dormant fireplace, Alistair's spectral form flickers weakly, a shimmering echo of a life long gone. The moonlight casts long, skeletal shadows across the room. The chilling silence of Ravenswood Manor amplifies the room's haunted atmosphere. Beneath the first light of dawn, the Millers kneel in the garden, dew-kissed grass beneath their feet. They carefully bury a collection of love letters, each page a fragment of memories. With deliberate hands, they lay the past to rest, sealing away echoes of yesterday, a symbolic act of closure, a burial of the heart's old wounds. Bathed in the nascent light, they embrace a fresh start, leaving behind the ghosts of Ravenswood Manor. Dawn breaks over Ravenswood Manor's garden, casting long shadows as secrets are laid to rest. With the final letter interred, Alistair's wrath begins to dissipate, his spectral form flickering in the morning light. The air stills as Alistair's furious presence weakens, the garden slowly returning to tranquility. Silence descends as Alistair's specter vanishes completely, leaving only the whispering wind and the promise of peace. Dawn breaks within Ravenswood Manor, painting the living room in soft light. Eleanor and Thomas share a tender moment, their faces softened by newfound peace. A quiet smile graces Eleanor's lips, reflecting a serene understanding between them. Thomas's gentle smile mirrors Eleanor's, completing a portrait of reconciliation and hope. An empty room, bathed in ethereal light, dust motes dance in silent attendance. Alone, Eleanor stands as if waiting, an island of quiet in the vast emptiness. The silence deepens, amplifying the solitude that clings to Eleanor. A soft whisper breaks the stillness, a fragile offering to unseen presences. "Thank you." Eleanor's voice echoes softly, a solitary note in the echoing void. Dawn breaks, its first light illuminating the dusty confines of Ravenswood Manor's living room, where Eleanor and Thomas stand. Bathed in light, their forms begin to shimmer, blurring the line between substance and spirit. Radiant light engulfs them, expanding to fill every corner of the room, promising freedom. Silence descends as the light gently fades, leaving the room empty, marking the end of their long journey. The foyer of Ravenswood Manor awakens to a serene dawn, the oppressive shadows of night retreating into memory. The air hangs still and warm, a stark contrast to the haunting chill that once permeated every corner of the ancient manor. An almost palpable sense of peace settles over Ravenswood, as if the very stones breathe a collective sigh of relief. The oppressive atmosphere, once a constant companion, vanishes into the ether, leaving behind an unexpected tranquility. In the stillness of dawn, Ravenswood Manor sheds its haunted past, embracing a newfound serenity that promises a brighter future. In the foyer of Ravenswood Manor, the first light of dawn reveals the Millers, their faces bearing the marks of fear. Dust dances in the faint light, a silent testament to the night's terrors. They stand bonded, their shared ordeal etched into every line of their faces. Relief washes over them, a fragile calm after the storm. The manor looms behind them, a silent witness to their endurance. In the heart of Ravenswood, the Millers find strength in unity, their ordeal leaving an indelible mark. In the dim room, Sarah's unease is palpable as she looks around. Sarah turns slowly, her gaze searching for answers. Her voice trembles as she asks, "What do we do now?" Sarah's eyes dart around, desperation creeping into her tone. In the Ravenswood Manor kitchen, the simple act of making coffee signals a return to the ordinary. He pours water into the coffee maker, a mechanical hum filling the quiet kitchen. Steam rises, carrying the rich aroma of coffee, a small comfort in the grand manor. David pours himself a cup, the dark liquid a stark contrast to the pale morning light. Sunlight streams through lace curtains, illuminating Chloe's room with a sense of serene calm. Chloe stands in the center of the room, the air now light and free of any chilling presence. She gazes around, taking in the familiar sights with a renewed sense of peace. Chloe inhales deeply, filling her lungs with the fresh air of a room finally at rest. Sunlight floods the Ravenswood Manor library, casting an ethereal glow upon the aged tomes. Cracked leather bindings hint at secrets held within the library's ancient books. Worry etches the faces of the family members as they gather in the solemn library, They huddle around the mahogany table, the weight of unspoken fears heavy in the air. David's eyes dart around the unknown space, desperation painting every line of his face. His hand waves in a gesture of uncertainty, a plea hanging in the air. "We could sell," David suggests, his voice a strained whisper against the silence. He continues with a tone of longing. "Leave this all behind." The weight of his words fills the room, a palpable desire for escape. His gaze lingers, searching for a sign, a glimmer of hope in the desolate setting. Dust motes dance in a shaft of sunlight, illuminating a forgotten room. The air hangs heavy with unspoken stories. Amidst the gloom, Sarah stands, a solitary figure of quiet resolve. A moment of decision hangs in the air as Sarah's voice echoes softly. "Or we could stay." Her gaze softens, a fragile hope flickering. Make this the home it never was. Chloe stands in the Ravenswood Manor living room, her gaze drawn to a family portrait. Lost in memories, Chloe studies the faces in the portrait. A wave of tranquility washes over Chloe as she connects with her family's history. In a quiet moment of reflection, Chloe finds solace in the familiar faces. The bonds of family resonate deeply within the aged walls of Ravenswood Manor. Surrounded by history, Chloe discovers a sense of belonging and peace. Ravenswood Manor, under the full light of day, stands in silent grandeur. The sunlight softens its aged facade, diminishing the shadows that once danced menacingly across its walls. The mansion no longer looms with an ominous presence, but stands as a relic of history. The stones of Ravenswood Manor hold secrets and tales, now bathed in the revealing light of day. The daylight reveals the silent stories etched into every stone of Ravenswood Manor. Ravenswood Manor, stripped of its night-cloaked menace, stands exposed, yet still commanding. Ravenswood Manor's garden bursts forth, a vibrant sanctuary where every bloom whispers of renewal and promise. In the radiant heart of Ravenswood Manor, life unfurls, painting the air with the sweet scent of hope. Sunlight bathes the garden, each petal glowing with the promise of a brighter future. Amidst nature's rebirth, Ravenswood's garden offers solace, a sanctuary where dreams take root and blossom. Each flower in bloom is a vivid testament to the enduring power of hope. In the echoing foyer of Ravenswood Manor, the Millers gather. They stand as one, bound by a silent understanding. A shared ordeal etches lines of resilience on their faces. Ravenswood Manor looms behind them, a silent witness to their unity. Each glance hints at a promise of care and renewal. The Millers, united by their shared experience, find strength in each other's presence. In a realm yet undefined, Sarah's voice echoes, resonating with the weight of decisions made. "We stayed," she whispers, the words painting a picture of resilience and resolve. Her voice rises with conviction. "We made it our home." Echoes of laughter and tears intertwine, filling the space with memories of shared experiences. In this undefined space, Sarah's words carve a portrait of belonging, of roots planted deep in unforeseen soil. The chandelier casts a warm glow over the mahogany table, setting the stage for a family dinner. Mr. Miller, with focused precision, carves the roast chicken, the centerpiece of the evening. Mrs. Miller carefully refills wine glasses, ensuring everyone's spirits remain high. Timmy and Sarah giggle with delight as they eagerly reach for the fluffy mashed potatoes. The dining room is filled with the palpable warmth of family togetherness, a haven of love and laughter. In the quiet of Ravenswood Manor, Chloe slumbers peacefully, her face serene under the moonlight. Moonlight bathes the room, casting a soft, ethereal glow that dances around the edges of her peaceful sleep. Gone are the shadows of her past, the torment of nightmares replaced by the tranquility of a rested soul. The room remains still, filled with quiet anticipation as Chloe continues her undisturbed rest. The soft moonlight weaves through the room, illuminating Chloe's peaceful slumber. Ravenswood Manor basks in the golden embrace of sunlight, its imposing facade now a symbol of peace. The manor, once a haven of shadows, now radiates an almost palpable serenity. The ghosts that once haunted its halls have departed, leaving behind a profound stillness. The air hangs still, as if the very grounds hold their breath in quiet contentment. The manor, once a symbol of sorrow, now represents tranquility and closure. Ravenswood Manor stands as a silent testament to a peace finally won. Sunlight bathes the Ravenswood library, illuminating the quiet scene. David sits at the mahogany desk, lost in his writing. His brow furrows in concentration. A faint smile hints at inspiration. Memories of Ravenswood flood his mind. He pauses, captivated by the unfolding narrative. The weight of Ravenswood's secrets settles upon him. In the dark room, Sarah stands cloaked in shadow, the red glow painting her face with an unsettling light. Methodically, she coaxes images from the chemicals, each one a ghost of happier times. The photos emerge, capturing her family's radiant faces, moments of joy suspended in time. Each photograph is a painful reminder of the love that once filled their lives. Chloe moves forward, a sense of belonging enveloping her as she walks down the hallway. Each step echoes softly, the silence amplifying her emotions. She continues, her silhouette framed by the ancient walls of Ravenswood Manor. Chloe advances, her presence a seamless addition to the manor's timeless narrative. Ravenswood Manor looms, a beacon of grandeur under the sun's unwavering gaze. Its walls echo tales of survival, whispering stories of a past both triumphant and tragic. Each stone narrates a chapter of resilience, standing defiant against time's relentless march. The manor's silhouette against the sky symbolizes hope, a testament to enduring strength. Bathed in sunlight, Ravenswood stands as a symbol of resilience. Ravenswood Manor's architecture mirrors both its storied past and its hopeful future. Ravenswood stands bathed in the stark light of day, its silence echoing with forgotten tales. Dust motes dance in the sunbeams, each one a tiny fragment of history. The house holds its breath, waiting, remembering. Sarah, V.O. Ravenswood. It's not just a house, it's our home. The last rays of sunlight paint Ravenswood Manor with a golden hue, its ancient stones whispering tales of bygone eras. Shadows lengthen, and the manor's silhouette etches itself against the vibrant canvas of the twilight sky. The windows of Ravenswood Manor glow like embers, promising warmth and shelter as darkness descends. In the fading light, Ravenswood Manor stands silent, its story complete for now.